Hi students, my name is Nancy Heyrend. I am here with Dimond Garcia and we will be talking about bringing some awareness to the blind and visually impaired community as well as some awareness to epilepsy. Dimond, do all people who are blind require a cane?
Not always. There's people who are blind have some vision, but it would be preferred, let's say, in crowds.
And then what are some common misconceptions that you would like to bring to the light?
Not everyone who's blind sees darkness. It's more of a spectrum, and people also think that blind people uh, have heightened senses, which it may feel like that sometimes, but it's not. We just depend on our other senses more.
What are some public tools that you feel those who are blind and visually impaired could benefit from?
I believe some public tools that are very useful is the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired and Vocational Rehabilitation, as well as resources here at CEI for accommodations. When it comes to, let's say, a crosswalk, if you've seen that yellow strip that has, different bumps on it, that helps people with canes know when there's a sidewalk or when to cross.
See, talking about these things does raise awareness.
Of course.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is, would you be able to tell me how we could provide meaningful support to those who are blind and visually impaired?
The best I would advise is to talk to students and let them know that it is completely okay to ask for help.
One of my very good friends is also blind, and she always just said, "If you're ever in doubt, can you just ask me?" And so whenever I felt like she might need help, I'd always be like, "Hey, can I help you do X and X?" And she would guide me a little bit better that way.
Yes, and we'll always advocate and tell you what is the best way to help.
And lastly, what are some type of software tools that you use to help navigate technology today?
So on occasions, I will use a third-party screen reader called NVDA um, to read, let's say, long paragraphs on text, not a website or something or document. And I also use the default magnifier on my PC for privacy, just so people don't always hear what's going around. And on my phone, it's kind of the same thing. I use what's called voiceover, which reads items on the screen.
Can you talk to me about some of the accommodations that we've been able to provide you here at CI, how they've helped you, what some of those accommodations have been, and maybe we can encourage those who are blind or visually impaired within our community, and if they are taking classes here at CI, how someone like me can help them.
The best part is what some that I've found really useful and maybe useful for others is, let's say, a scribe to write answers down or to also read a test or assignment, as well as extra time because it may take more time for us to complete an assignment properly.
Okay, Diamond. So now that we've talked about blindness awareness and visually impaired awareness, I want to kind of shift over to talk a little bit more about epilepsy. Um, it's November. It is National Epilepsy Awareness Month, right?
Yes,
Uh, can you tell me what you want us to know about epilepsy?
epilepsy, your common seizure, it varies. Rarely will you have someone fall on the ground and convulse because a lot of seizures are different. It can vary from that to also just simple confusion.
That actually leads to my next question. I wanted to know if all seizures look the same.
Again, looks like confusion, and people might put their head down or do something to try and calm themselves down because anxiety is a major component of seizures.
What are some things that we can do to better support someone who does have epilepsy, just to be better informed, to be able to help you to the best of our abilities?
I would advise that you communicate with your students and professors because it is important that they know about a student's disorder, especially epilepsy, because that again leads or has to do with stress. And sometimes it may take extra time to complete an assignment, and some some professors may dock points if it's finished late. So always just communicate with your professors and students.
Yes, and for students, communicate with me. Talk to me about what your needs are. Definitely, you would need accommodations in a situation like this, right? And I can't stress enough about that communication piece. How important it is for you to advocate for yourself because they all look so different. We want to know how we can best help you. Everybody, it's not a one size fits all. Would that be accurate to say?
Yes, definitely.
What are some of the common misconceptions with epilepsy and just the seizures that come with that?
Um, One would be that there's various seizures. They don't all look the same. I might sound repetitive saying that, but it's something that people might need to understand. And the recovery process from them, that takes some time. So if a seizure's finished or done, someone might not completely be okay the second it's finished.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about all of this. I know that it's going to be super helpful for bringing awareness and just educating those on any those individuals that might not have some of that awareness that they need to work with individuals or just interact with individuals who might have epilepsy or who might be blind or visually impaired. So I really appreciate your time.
Of course.